that it can to prolong life simply because of the cost. So I'm actually saying that some people actually die from cancer or whatever due to the fact that they don't really have good coverage. That's my guess. And I know that my mother, when she died in 2002, I'm pretty sure she could have gone a little bit longer, but I don't want to get into that personal thing. But I will say I like the not the singer, but the single payer idea. However, what about the people who are not working and can't afford it? Is there a provision for them?
Yes, it is, whether you're working or not working.
And what about co-pays? How elaborate and extravagant may they be?
Well, there are no co-pays.
Okay.
You need to go to a doctor, if you need to go to the emergency room, or
Okay.
hospital, your dentist, get your eyes checked.
So we're good.
It is all covered under the single payer or the extended Medicare.
Okay, well
Now,
that
there is
sounds...
the same way they take out money for Medicare, they would take out for a single payer. I think it amounts to another 3% increase.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, I appreciate that, and I would like you, if you get chance, to email me more information. I'll give you my email so that everybody else will have it. It's actoraj@torcasomedia.com, actoraj@torcasomedia, torcasomedia.com. It will be in the credits. And caller, I appreciate the call. We are going to move forward because we have about 15 to 17 minutes left. So we're going to move forward on that, but you certainly were very informative. I would like an email, or you could, well, if you have my business card, you could call me. But try to email me, and if you can't find me, you know I'll be here next month, so call in again. But thanks for the call. And I want to get to some information that, quite frankly, is rather appalling. That is, I don't know. I don't know if I could do this. It's kind of me. Well, they deserve it. Our good friends in Congress, you know, congressmen and women, senators, representatives, the people that are supposed to be working for us, the people that our taxes pay, well, those good old people and good young people in Congress, you know what they did over the life of their careers? Some of them that are voting against health care reform. Can't imagine why. Could it be the $187 million that they got collectively? That's right, our friends. That's right, Pittsburghers and Pennsylvanians and Americans. Some of these members of Congress that are saying we can't afford health care, well, they received over $100 million in contributions during their life of their career by guess who? The insurance companies. And guess who else?
Pharmaceutical companies.
Pharmaceutical! You get $1 million. I wish. That's right, everybody. So when you hear from D.C., we can't afford this, we can't afford that, oh, this ain't going to work, you got to ask yourself, were they maybe kind of asked to possibly think in a different way? Or maybe when they got their collectively over $100 million, officially $187 million, maybe just the fact that they made millions of dollars that might make them decide, well, I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me. Except Congress. Yeah, I'm going to get my, you know how I get, kind of rough. Except Congress, you might have made $187 million, Congress, in contributions over your career. But you were hired by 300 million Americans, those in your state, and collectively as a body in Congress, you are supposed to work for the American taxpayer, the American people. But don't take words from me. Why don't we throw down a little Abraham Lincoln? So Annette, if you will, how about the Gettysburg Address?
Sure. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. That from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Can you read that last little bit? Government of what?
And that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Thank you, Annette. Very well.
You're
You did a
welcome.
very well. Good job there.
Thank
Did
you.
very well. Now, at first you might think, what in the world is the relevance between the Gettysburg Address and talking about health care? The relevance comes at the end of that great speech. Government, Congress, I hope you're listening. Wake up. Can you hear me now? You better hear me because I'm going to keep talking until you do. At any rate, I'm sorry, viewers, but Congress gets on my last nerve. So much so I may have to go to the hospital and get a set of nerve transplants. But at any rate, Congress, what did Lincoln say? Government of, by, and for the people. Not the pharmaceuticals. He didn't say the special interests. He didn't say the insurance companies. He didn't say let over 50 million Americans not have any health care. He didn't say let millions of our fellow Americans die from lack of health care. He didn't say let millions of Americans be illiterate and not have a good education. He said your job and this country's job is to protect and help every American, not a selective few, because he also says all men are created equal. He should have said all men and women. He was in a little omission. But the bottom line is supposed to be for all of us. And that is not socialism. That's patriotism. That's the right thing to do. But you know, I talked about the $187 million that you in Congress, some of you have taken. But you know what? I didn't talk about the $2.5 trillion, did I? Now, Kathy, tell me something. Kathy, how much is the projected cost of the Iraq War?
$2.5 trillion.
$2.5 trillion, right?
Dollars, yeah.
How much is the projected cost of health care?
$1 trillion.
That's a savings if we went, that is how much less, Donna?
100.5 trillion.
No, 1.5 trillion, but that's all right. So let's get this straight now. Hold the phone, everybody. Hold on to your seatbelts. There's a problem here.
Yeah, that means that they cost more to kill people than it is to keep them alive.
That's right.
So
It costs more
bury
to kill people than it does to heal people. Hold on a minute.
So why can't they just give us what we need?
Well, wait a minute. That can't be true.
They'd rather see
It
people dead.
is true.
That can't be true, Chris.
It is true.
That can't be that the projected cost of the Iraq War, which is about fighting and killing people,
It is.
costs twice as much, more than twice as much,
Then
than
how-
it would to heal people and to
They
get
want to
everybody
lower the
insurance.
population and kill people, Al.
Hey, now, wait a minute. We're being serious here. Wait
It
a minute.
is true.
All right, calm down. Calm down, Mr. Weiss. We know when you get upset, that ain't a good thing. So wait a minute, Annette. So let's get this straight. Our country has, and Congress approved, how much money for war in Iraq?
2.5 trillion.
Don't tell me, tell them.
2.5 trillion.
And this is the same Congress that is saying we can't afford $1 trillion. Now, hold on a minute. If 1 + 1 = 2,